Hello everyone, today we're diving into something critical, something that could be silently sabotaging your mobility, independence, and daily comfort after the age of 60. Let me start with this. If you're over 60 and waking up in the middle of the night with painful leg cramps, if you feel like your legs have lost their spring, if getting up from a chair or climbing stairs is becoming noticeably harder, then this isn't just normal aging. It could be the direct result of two vitamins you've been told are essential, but in excess or out of balance, they're doing more harm than good. You see, in neuroscience and human physiology, everything is about balance, especially when it comes to micronutrients. Too little and systems shut down, too much and toxicity takes over. And that's especially true with vitamin D and vitamin B6. Now I know what you're thinking. Aren't those supposed to be good for me? Yes, when used appropriately. But here's what the research actually shows. Vitamin D is widely recognized as an essential nutrient for bone health, particularly in older adults. It's often recommended to support calcium absorption and maintain skeletal strength. However, what many people don't realize is that excess vitamin D, especially when taken through supplements without proper monitoring, can do more harm than good. After age 60, the body's ability to regulate certain nutrients begins to change, and this includes vitamin D. While moderate levels are beneficial, excessive intake can lead to a condition known as vitamin D toxicity or hypervitaminosis D, which disrupts calcium balance in the body. When there's too much vitamin D in the system, it increases calcium absorption from the diet, but instead of all that calcium going into the bones where it's needed, some of it begins to deposit in soft tissues like muscles, arteries, and kidneys. For the legs in particular, this calcium misplacement can be especially problematic. Muscle tissues become less flexible and more prone to tightness. Over time, this rigidity in the muscle fibers can lead to sudden, painful cramp, often experienced at night, and a general sense of weakness or heaviness in the legs. These symptoms can creep in subtly and are often mistaken for normal aging. People over 60 may notice they're having a harder time walking long distances, getting up from a seated position, or climbing stairs. What they don't suspect is that their daily vitamin D supplement could be silently contributing to these changes. Furthermore, vitamin D interacts with other minerals like magnesium and potassium, which are also crucial for muscle function. When vitamin D levels are too high, it can create imbalances in these other electrolytes, compounding the risk of cramping and muscular dysfunction. This creates a cascade of physiological stress on the neuromuscular system, again, all while the individual may be trying to do the right thing for their health by taking a healthy vitamin. The issue is not with vitamin D itself, but with unmonitored intake. Blood levels of vitamin D should ideally be tested, particularly in seniors who are taking supplements daily. Often, people continue high doses for months or years without reevaluation, and their levels slowly climb into the danger zone. The body's response to this excess isn't immediate, but once symptoms start appearing, the damage may already be underway. In short, while vitamin D is essential, more is not always better. Especially for those over 60, caution and personalized monitoring are vital to ensure that what's meant to support health doesn't inadvertently sabotage it. Vitamin B6 is often promoted as an essential nutrient for maintaining energy levels, supporting brain health, and aiding metabolism. While it is true that B6 plays a critical role in these processes, especially in the function of the nervous system, many people are unaware that taking too much can be dangerous, particularly for those over the age of 60. Unlike water, soluble vitamins that are easily excreted when consumed in excess, vitamin B6 in large amounts can accumulate in the body and become toxic. This is especially concerning because many multivitamins and energy-boosting supplements contain high levels of B6, sometimes well above the safe daily limit. Over time, this buildup can lead to a condition called B6 toxicity, which primarily affects the peripheral nervous system. The symptoms of B6 toxicity often begin subtly and can easily be mistaken for other age-related issues. People might notice tingling or numbness in the feet and hands, burning sensations in the legs, or a strange sense of imbalance or instability when walking. As the condition progresses, it can lead to actual nerve damage that affects how the muscles in the legs respond. This neurological disruption can cause weakness, slower reflexes, and difficulty with movements that used to feel automatic, like climbing stairs or rising from a seated position. These signs are often dismissed as typical effects of aging, which makes the underlying cause harder to detect and more dangerous over time. The problem is that the body relies on finely tuned levels of B6 to support healthy nerve signaling. When there's too much B6 in the system, it can damage the protective coverings around nerves, leading to impaired communication between the brain and muscles. As this miscommunication grows, muscle strength deteriorates, coordination declines, and even simple activities can become a challenge. What makes this particularly alarming is that seniors often take B6 in combination with other supplements, unaware that the total daily intake is far beyond what their bodies can safely handle. Because the symptoms develop gradually, they often go unnoticed until significant damage has occurred. The only way to truly know if B6 levels are within a healthy range is through a blood test. If caught early, B6 toxicity can often be reversed by stopping or adjusting supplementation, but the longer it goes unaddressed, the more permanent the nerve damage may become. For seniors aiming to preserve leg strength and avoid the discomfort of muscle cramps or nerve pain, awareness of vitamin B6 intake is essential. What starts as an effort to stay healthy can unintentionally lead to physical decline when vitamins are taken without proper guidance. Many seniors rely on daily multivitamins to support their health, believing that these supplements provide a safe and effective way to fill nutritional gaps. While the intention behind taking multivitamins is often good, there's a hidden danger that often goes unnoticed, especially in products marketed specifically to older adults. These senior formulas are frequently packed with high doses of certain vitamins, including vitamin D and vitamin B6, that can actually become harmful when taken over time. The problem isn't with the vitamins themselves, but with the amounts and combinations used in many of these supplements. What is meant to support well-being can, in the wrong balance, lead to serious issues like muscle cramps, nerve problems, and declining leg strength. Multivitamins are not always formulated with individual needs in mind. Instead, they're designed for mass appeal, which means they often contain broad spectrum dosages that may exceed what a person truly requires, especially if that person is already getting nutrients from food. For example, some senior multivitamins include vitamin B6 in doses far beyond the recommended daily allowance, which, over time, can lead to nerve toxicity. Similarly, they often include high levels of vitamin D, without considering whether the person taking them has already reached sufficient levels through sunlight exposure or additional supplementation. This creates a risk of oversupplementation, where the body begins to accumulate these vitamins to toxic levels. One of the most misleading aspects of these products is their branding. Because they are labeled as being specially designed for older adults, people often assume they are automatically safe and beneficial. However, without regular blood testing, it's impossible to know how these vitamins are interacting with the body. Seniors may be experiencing leg cramps, numbness, or weakness and not realize that their multivitamin is playing a role in those symptoms. Instead, these signs are often attributed to age, arthritis, or poor circulation, delaying the discovery of the real cause. It's also common for people to take a multivitamin along with separate supplements like calcium, magnesium, or a vitamin D booster, which increases the likelihood of unintentional overdosing. The cumulative effect of these multiple sources can quietly tip nutrient levels into a dangerous range. Over months or years, this can contribute to muscle dysfunction, reduced mobility, and a noticeable drop in physical independence. To stay healthy, seniors must move away from a more is better mindset when it comes to vitamins. Multivitamins can be helpful, but only when taken with a clear understanding of personal nutritional needs. Without this awareness, these common supplements may end up doing the exact opposite of what they promise, undermining strength and well-being instead of protecting it. In the world of health and wellness, especially for those over 60, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that taking more vitamins automatically means better health. But the truth is, the most effective approach to supplementation isn't about quantity, it's about precision. As the body ages, its ability to absorb, metabolize, and regulate nutrients changes. What worked at 40 may not work, or could even be harmful at 65. That's why testing your blood levels before taking or adjusting any vitamin is essential. Without this information, supplementation becomes a guessing game, and that guess can have real consequences for muscle strength, nerve health, and overall mobility. Many people assume that because vitamins are available over the counter, they're entirely safe at any dose. But even essential nutrients like vitamin D and vitamin B6 can accumulate in the body and cause toxicity when taken in excess over time. The symptoms, such as leg cramps, tingling, weakness, or coordination problems, may develop so gradually that they're mistaken for normal signs of aging. In reality, they may be signals that the body is out of balance. Relying on symptoms alone to judge whether a supplement is working can be misleading. What feels like a short-term boost may actually be the start of a long-term problem. Routine blood testing is the only reliable way to know where your vitamin levels stand. It allows healthcare providers to determine whether you're deficient, optimal, or in danger of overdose. This information is crucial, especially when it comes to fat-soluble vitamins like D, which can build up in the body over time. It's also important for water-soluble vitamins like B6, which, despite being more easily excreted, can still cause nerve damage when taken in large doses. Testing not only helps avoid toxicity, but also ensures that deficiencies are addressed with the right dosage, not just an arbitrary supplement label. Seniors are especially vulnerable to vitamin imbalances due to changes in diet, medication interactions, and natural shifts in metabolism. Yet many continue taking the same supplement routines year after year without ever reevaluating their needs. This can result in persistent, low-grade health problems that reduce quality of life and mobility. Leg weakness, for example, may not be from aging muscles but from overloaded nerves struggling to function correctly. The good news is that with proper monitoring, these issues can often be reversed or prevented altogether. Precision is the foundation of effective supplementation. Rather than guessing or following one-size-fits-all advice, seniors should work with healthcare professionals to regularly test and fine-tune their vitamin intake. Doing so protects not only muscle strength and nerve function, but also independence and long-term vitality.